Most seniors think they're not good at anything anymore. That is so unjustly not true. Let that sink in, okay? You've got 60, 70, 80 years of experience that you can use in this world to help others. And today I'm going to show you how to uncover those strengths that you have. You know intuitively what they are, but you don't know. Kind of the same thing that happened to me. And we're going to go over 12 questions you can ask yourself, or in some of these you can ask others about you. And it will probably just confirm what you're really good at. And if you're one of those rare people that really know what you're good at, you're in luck. And that's luck. It's not luck. Anyway, this will help you anyway to really define that and get it to a point, okay? Give me 10 minutes, excuse me, and I'll help you discover those strengths. Why? Because you're thinking of part-time work, remote work, or even starting a business at your age, or guiding others through what you've been through your whole life. Here's some 12 questions. Hi, I'm Greg Colosi, and I'm 69 years young. If you feel stuck, I'm going to help you with these questions. You have decades of skills that you can use to help others. And these 12 questions will help you rediscover your strengths. I've been in business for 50 years, okay, on my own. I've started 33 plus businesses. I help seniors reinvent their health, their wealth, and their legacy. I'm using an optimistic, and it's Friday, optimistic, opportunity-focused teaching approach. Okay, here are those 12 questions. Are you ready? Okay, what do people naturally come to you for advice about? Think. You've had people come to you for advice. Recently, I've reversed my diabetes with food, not with chemicals, and I lost 65, 70 pounds on a good day. So I had people coming to me because of that. Now that's just recent, okay? I've been in so many businesses, I got people asking me my advice on certain things. Copywriter, I was a copywriter, they're asking me about copywriting. Not as much as they did earlier in my life. But now the new thing is, Greg, will you be my brother Mark? On the way to the doctor the other day, he sends me a test that he had, and he says, what should I do about this? They're going to want me to go on certain drugs. How do I talk about it? What happens? And I gave it to him, and he calls me Dr. Greg, Dr. Brother. But anyway, and again, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not an attorney. This is just information that is out there. So anyway, what do people come to you for questions? What problems have you repeatedly solved in your life? Okay? What have you done? Maybe you're an attorney and you're a divorce attorney and you help people get together better than they normally would, even though they're getting divorced, okay? Maybe you're an accountant and you can give accounting advice, okay? Maybe you're a social worker and you can consult people. There are things that you have done in your life that you could help others. What feels easy to you but hard to others? For example, if you're a handyman or a handy woman, let's say, okay, what's easy to you? Now, I've got a handyman because the thought of installing a new lock in one of my doors and one of our houses that we rent out by the room to traveling nurses, The thought of that gives me a headache. I would rather write a 1,000 word article on something else than do that, okay? So, because that comes very easy to me. Maybe handiwork comes very easy to you. You like to figure out things, okay? Cooking comes very easy to me. So people come to me and ask, what should I do here or here and there? But there are other chefs that have run restaurants that I go to for advice on things that I get stuck on. So it goes both ways in whatever you're doing. What is that? What do people come to you for? And what things are easy for you to do, okay? What did you love doing as a child or a teenager, okay? Well, if you're in my age category, we did things differently than the kids do today, okay? I used to absolutely, my thing was selling stuff to the neighbors, okay? I'd come up with something and I'd knock on all the doors. And that turned into a paper route where I farmed it out to my brothers for a penny a paper, and I did it on Saturday to collect because I got the tips, okay? And I played baseball, I played football in the neighborhood, played hockey in the winter when the ponds froze over. What did you do as children? Was there a hobby that you had, okay? Did you love collecting baseball cards, okay? Collecting comic books. Started a coin collection, okay? I had a coin collection, and I got rid of it early. To my second best friend, Johnny Boffman, he sold me his car for my coin collection and $25. Now, today he'll tell you that was the worst deal he ever made, okay? But collecting coins. Could you work on cars and get them well? Maybe you could do tutorials for people, okay? YouTube is huge. If there's any questions you have about anything, there are two sources I go to, okay? I go to the free version of ChatGPT and just ask my question. And I'll explain ChatGPT to you later. You might think it's not something for you, but let me give you the quick skinny on GPT. It does more than this, but this is what you could use it for right away, and it's not a big deal, okay? And that is, it takes everything on the internet. Remember how excited we got when the internet came? We could ask a question in our research and get it all done? Well, ChatGPT takes that many steps further, okay? It will find everything in the internet and everything that's been published and come up with an answer for you. For example, this morning, this is a little embarrassing. I was constipated for 2 days, okay? I'm a carnivore. I started eating 4 eggs a day, and I went back on my alpha-lipoic acid and B complex to help my neuropathy. I was starting to feel it again, but now, after, believe it or not, only 3 or 4 days, I'm not feeling it anymore. So I said, would that have anything to do with it, okay? And ChatGPT came back and said that's exactly why. You need some fat, like butter. Just eat a half a stick of butter. I know it sounds gross, but if you like butter, it's not bad. And that has helped me before lose weight, actually. And we're not going to get into that today, okay? But, well, there are other videos on here. Not yet, but will be. We'll talk about that. So anyway, it said I needed this magnesium something or other, okay? And in 4 to 6 hours, you should be okay. Well, the good news is I finally got it out today. But it was semi-painful. Sorry to be talking about this. But I'm going to go to Wegmans, our local store, and get some magnesium, and boom, I'll be okay. So that's what ChatGPT is, okay? So you should get the free version of ChatGPT, and you should be asking it all kinds of questions. And then we'll talk later on what ChatGPT can do for you in any endeavor you decide to take. But just start using it now. Get comfortable with it. It's free. Do not buy the paid version. Go ChatGPT on your iPhone or Android and find the app and do it that way. I've got one on my phone and I got one on my laptop. Okay, let's move on. No more constipation talk. What have you taught someone else to do? Okay. It could be you've taught them to fix their car. Okay. You've taught them to put up a fence, let's say. You've taught them to put cupboards in their house. You've taught them how to take care of your lawn. You've taught them how to crochet, how to knit. You've taught them how to write a business plan. What have you taught others to do? You've taught them how to build Legos, your grandkids, okay? You've taught them how to cook, okay? Cooking is huge. A cooking channel, okay? Then there's cookbooks and there's everything else, okay? I'm an amateur cook and I got a bunch of my recipes online, but I didn't stick with it long enough. I guess I wasn't into it that much like I am with this. So anyway, what have you taught people something else to do? That is one of your strengths. What challenges have you overcome that others still face? Reflect on this honestly, okay? Business-wise, I had a business go bankrupt, and I went personally bankrupt when I was 33 years old, okay? Now, when you're in the middle of it, it is devastating, okay? So here's what I did to help my pain. I couldn't get off the couch for 3 or 4 days. So I got some advice from my accountant, Tom Bonadio, and Tom said to me, why don't you go talk to other business people, and they're going to tell you stories about times they have failed or there have been setbacks in their life. I'd say, can you give me a couple of names? And he did. And that's what I did for the next couple of weeks. And I heard the same story over and over and over again. The number one story I heard or thing I heard was, that is a badge of honor. Okay? So, when I met people in my life, in business life, that were going through the same thing, and they knew that I went bankrupt, they asked for advice, and I gave it to them, and it's always not as dark. And now I look back at that, and I'm glad it happened when I was 33 and not 53 or 63 or 73, okay? I know the signs now. I know what I did wrong. So you can advise others with what knowledge you have. What is that knowledge, okay? Dig it out of your head. Or you know what else? I think I talked about this earlier. Some of these questions you can ask others. What do you think I'm good at, okay? You can ask people that are close to you, like your spouse. What kind of things do I help people with, okay? Or ask your kids. What do you think your dad or your mom is good at, okay? They will tell you. What compliments have people given you your whole life? The compliment that I've heard the most is, you are a great speaker. I've given over 500 speeches. If you know who Tony Robbins is, I opened for him twice, okay, in this national event that went around the country. I spoke to 5,000 people. Very early in my career, my mother heard a speech that I gave for some business that I was in. She had an audio tape of it, or maybe I gave it to her, and she sat me down, and I probably was about 23 or 24, and she said to me, Greg, this is what you should be doing. You should be speaking. In the very next business, that's what I did. I gave over 500 talks about time management and goal setting. So people closest to you, maybe even a parent, okay, very good friends, they will tell you what you're good at. You intuitively know what that is, but you need somebody else to say it. You need somebody else to confirm your thoughts, okay? Some of us could just think it and know we're good at it and do it. Others need to be confirmed, okay? And I'm one of those that needs to be confirmed. There are some things now that I know I'm good at because people have told me no over and over and over again, and they've probably told you over and over and over again what you're good at. Do it, okay? What can you talk about for 30 minutes without preparing? Let's take away that maybe you don't like to speak in public, okay? But if you were just transcribing to your iPhone, okay, on the notes page, what could you talk about for 30 minutes and have no notes? Or maybe a couple of bullet points, okay? I know what it is for me, okay? It is number one, public speaking. That's actually not number one, but business. I could talk to for hours with just a few prompts or people asking me questions, okay? So what is it for you? What is it for you? What tasks drain you the least? Okay, I know the one handyman drains me the most, and like I said, writing an article does not. Okay, it's interesting to me. Golfing doesn't drain me, even though you're tired, you feel energized, especially when you play good. Okay, so what drains you the least? What are you excited to do? You know that. Okay, you know that intuitively. What is that? What have you done in work or hobbies that impressed people? Okay. Work. I mean, I had a dry cleaning course that I sold online for not 20 years. Let me see, 13 years. And I sold over $2 million worth. So I guess that's pretty good. But when you average it out, it's not a ton of money, but it's something, okay, considerable. People bought that with my skills, so I can sell other things like that. Sorry, a lot of my experiences, not really sorry, but a lot of my experience are business-wise, and I got a lot of personal experiences also, but we're looking for something you're good at, to maybe for you to start a business, start go work for somebody with your skills, or even consult others. That would be a business. Consult others with the skills that you have, okay? What would your best friend say you're better at than 99% of the people? Okay? My buddy Johnny B says, Greg, you're the best person I know that can start a business, okay? And I said, what am I not good at about business? He goes, well, you're a good starter, but you're not a good finisher. And I can take that from him because I know he's talking with my best interests in mind, okay? I know that. He knows that. My brother Mark is a finisher, okay? He's not a starter, okay? I mean, he can start things, but I guess I've started so many things. I think anybody that started less than 10 companies is not a starter. But anyway, he's good at taking something and then turning it into something, okay? Which he's done very successfully over the years. And Johnny B is just, not just, but he owned insurance agencies, so he was a business owner. So ask others what you're good at. Ask your best friend. What do you automatically do every day that you're good at? Okay? What do you do every day that you're good at? Okay? I take ideas, formulate them, and turn them into YouTube videos. I'm good at that. Don't have a lot of views yet, but I'm pretty good at that. And just plain business every day. Golf every day. I don't do it every day, but I'm very good at it. I'm very good at organizing things, even though in the background here it doesn't look like it's too organized. But you see my car, it's organized, it's clean as a whistle. In the back there you see some copper pots. And then over this shoulder you see some old hickory golf clubs. There's something. I've been to St. Andrews 8 times playing golf. There's a bunch of golf balls there and sayings and all. My father's hole-in-one he got over there. So I'm surrounded by things that really make me happy. Okay? So those are the 12 questions. So here's what I'm going to do for you. Down in the description, I'm going to put a link for those 12 questions, okay? And any enhancements that I can add to those that will help you better figure out what the answers are to those 12 questions. And then take some of those questions or just give this sheet to your best friend and say, can you answer this on my behalf? Or maybe both of you can get together and figure out what's your strengths and what's my strengths, okay? A great way to work with somebody that if you want to, okay, start a business, get a part-time job, become a consultant, do those kinds of things. Let's find out what your strengths are, okay? And you will not believe what people have done with what you or I might consider a small strength and have turned it into something. But even something small, a small niche, there are millions of people that want more info on it. So do not discount anything, okay? I talked to a guy the other day. His wife liked to croquet. They got a business online that sells over $5 million worth of croquet stuff. He quit his job to help his wife build this, okay? Now I know that crochet is big, knitting is big, but you'd be surprised at what little strength you have has a huge audience, a huge audience. So don't discount anything. Okay, so click on that link down below, grab that, and that's it for today. Thanks, and make it a great day. I had a lot of fun. Thank you.